This video is about parallelograms. Remember the main properties of parallelograms. There are 3 of them. First of all, opposite angles will be congruent. So right away that answers problem number 1. So what's the question mark on problem number 1? Yeah, clearly that's 135 degrees. Okay, opposite angles are congruent. Consecutive angles. If I looked at angles like, well, I guess I might as well talk about number 2. Angles like these, C and D, is that question mark going to be 70? No, because they're not across from each other. They're consecutive. How are they related to each other? Yeah, they have to add up to 180. What's the word for that? Supplementary. They have to be supplementary. Okay? So basically, to find this question mark, we could just do 180 minus 70. So that's 110. Okay? All right, same thing for number 3, right? So what's this question mark going to be? That's just 100, all right? 100 plus 80, 180. All right, these are crazy easy. What about this question mark number 4?
98.
That's just 98. Okay.
23.
Yeah, so opposite sides of a parallelogram are also congruent. So that question mark is just going to be 23.
12.6.
Okay. A little bit easy. We're not even solving anything. All right.
Is it a test like this? God, I hope so.
So in number 21, we're talking about a rectangle. But a rectangle is just a special kind of parallelogram. Does anyone remember what's the definition of a rectangle? What's special about a rectangle? 4 congruent angles, 4 right angles. Okay, that's what makes a rectangle. A rectangle is 4 90-degree angles. There's also a special property of a rectangle. Does anybody remember what that is? I feel like I need a picture. Correct. The diagonals are congruent. So obviously this is a rectangle because it has 4 right angles. Okay, it's not a very good right angle. But you also need to know that the diagonals will be congruent. All right, so those 2 lines would be congruent. Okay, so it says draw a rectangle EFGH. Okay, with diagonals intersecting at point D. Okay, so here I go. EFGH. All right, I feel like I should make it better. So there's our picture, and they also said angle HFG is 48 degrees. So let's see, HFG is this angle up here, so that's 48. So we can fill that in. And EG is 18. Okay, so that's the length of the red diagonal is 18. So this, in other words, is 18. All right, so with all of that in mind, we have to answer these questions. So first of all, we have to find the measure of angle FEH. But that should be automatic, right? FEH is this corner right here. How big is this corner? Yeah, it's a rectangle. It's 90 degrees. Okay, so that's 90 degrees. All right. Then B says FH. All right, what is the length of FH going to be? The blue diagonal here. It's got to be 18. All right, the red diagonal is 18. So the blue diagonal is 18. That's the special property of a rectangle, is that the diagonals are congruent. That's not true for any random parallelogram, just rectangles. Okay, what about C? Let's see, measure of angle HFE. Okay. HFE is this angle that I just marked in green right there. Okay, how do I find it? What's your thought process? Yeah, these two have to add up to 90. So if you do 90 minus 48, I hear you saying that that is going to be, what's that going to be? 42. Okay, so that's going to be 42. All right, let's see. What about D? ED. What's ED going to be? ED is going to be 9 because that's half of a diagonal, so that's going to be 9. All right. What about E, the measure of angle EGF? Okay, let's see. EGF. All right, that's going to be this angle that I marked right here. All right, I hear Nick saying that this is going to be 48. Can anybody tell me why that's going to be 48? Trenton? No, I'm not seeing alternate interior. No, 48 is right. All right?
It's because it's an isosceles triangle and the two bottom angles are the same.
It's because all four of these triangles that are formed are isosceles triangles, okay, because of the symmetry. So it's going to be 48 on either side of that thing because of that, isosceles. Okay? So yeah, 48 is right. Okay, so EG is 48. Let's see. Now the next one, measure of angle GDF. Let's see, GDF. Oh, that's this little vertical angle up here. Okay, where I just drew the angle symbol. All right, how can I find out what the measure of this angle is here at the vertical angles? Yeah, 180, right? All of the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. So if you do 180 minus 48, that'll get it for you. $84. Okay, so I've got 84 happening right there. Okay, now for G, I'm supposed to do, no, we actually did it, I just didn't write it down. All right, HFE, let me remember what that was. See, that was the 42. Just forgot to write it down on the paper. Okay, and now G, the measure of angle EFG. EFG is another 90-degree angle. It's a full corner, E to the F to the G, so that's 90. Okay, and then H, the measure of angle HDG. So let's see, HDG is this angle right here. Okay, can anyone know how I'm going to find that? Right, 180 minus the 84. Right, see the blue line? That's a linear pair. They both form a line, so they have to add up to 180. So I heard you say 96. Okay, because you had to do 180 minus the 84. All right, what type of triangle is EFD? Yeah, all of these are isosceles triangles. All right, EFD. EFD is this top triangle. All of these are isosceles triangles.